welcome back to another episode of In the Green Bets. Justin and Grant are back after a week off. Grant was on vacation. I had work crazy last week, so didn't work out for us to hop on. Probably wouldn't have bet Willsy anyway, but not at his number at least. But good to see him get a dub.
Yeah, it was a fun tournament there at the end to see him kind of come through. I wonder if what that'll kind of mean for him. It looked like he was obviously pretty emotional while he was playing, so it seems like he's been kind of thinking about breaking through for a while. So maybe that'll make him more comfortable. Maybe he won't. I don't know. We'll see. He didn't really have a crazy leaderboard behind him on Sunday. He wasn't necessarily getting chased by anybody. He didn't even really go out and grab it. He kind of almost tried to give it away there at the end of the playoff. But Sepp also gave him a little cushion. So it all kind of worked out in his favor. It was a good week off for me actually because I didn't have a good one done. Well, I guess we'll talk about it later about the Morikawa stuff. And then I wouldn't have had him, and the margin didn't hit either. So hopefully we'll hit one this week.
Yeah, I kind of half-ass considered him, Will, for the one and done only because I had him available, and there wasn't a lot of guys to pick from that were up there. But I just like Morikawa's fit there. He got fifth, so I'm not in a bad spot. But at this point, you got to get first or second to get enough money to kind of move up the board. I think I only moved up like a couple spots. So we'll see on the one and done. This is it this week. We'll talk about it later, but need a miracle a bit here. So this week, BMW Championship. We're in Wilmington, Delaware at Wilmington Country Club. First tour event that's ever been here, really any major type of golf event here. So we don't have a lot to go off of. It's long, 7,400 yards, I think, par 71.
Yeah.
From what I've read and from what the players have said, it's pretty fucking boring. You just smoke driver everywhere, and it's going to be a putting contest. Giant greens, 8,100 square foot average. That's humongous greens. Honestly, it's not a lot different than what they play here. Caves Valley or Congaree, whatever that course was. Congaree. They kind of said it's similar in the sense that distance is important and trying to hit it close on these humongous bent greens.
Yeah, it looked like from the pictures and video is pretty tree lined, but they still you have to be able to hit it far because of its defense is its length. That's kind of what it's going to show this weekend, which is what we've seen in these playoff events, right? We've seen all these big hitting elite ball strikers come through at the top because you have to do it in these events. Like they purposely do that. It's no secret. We see that year in and year out. We're going to have a very similar betting field for our guys this week, I think. Similar guys that can hit it really, really far and are really good at golf.
Yeah. I mean, distance is just kind of prerequisite. I'm not going to go super far. Like there's a couple guys that don't hit it super far that I'll be interested in because it's going to be fucking birdie fest. They're going to shoot 20 under, and there's a handful of guys who don't hit it super far that I still think can kind of maybe putt their way to it. But in terms of outright bets and where I'm going heavy, it's guys who kind of have a prerequisite of hitting it pretty damn far.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the field a little bit and the results. So no cut, top 70 in standings, but we're missing two guys. We're missing Fleetwood and Cam Smith. Cam Smith is maybe injured, maybe jumping ship. Fleetwood, I also think, cited an injury.
He's got an injury. Yeah. He's I think he's got a family thing going on, I think.
So we got 68 people no cut. In these no cut playoff events, we've seen unbelievable players at the top of the board. I'm going to give you the last three. Cantlay and Bryson
big dogs
in the playoff, being followed by Sung Jae and Rory. Before that, you had one of the biggest name playoffs we've had in recent years with Rahm and DJ making those crazy putts and shit, right?
Yeah.
So, and then behind them, Decky, Neiman, Tony. That was the names behind them. Before that, JT won, right? Those are all unbelievably elite players. He was getting chased by Cantlay, Decky, Tony, and Rahm. So, these are all the top guys right there at the top and also getting chased. I think we're going to see a similar name. This not similar name, but it could be. But I think a top guy is going to be up there winning again.
Yeah, for me, and they've priced it in a way that you're it's going to be tough to get good value on those top guys, but you got to go up top, or you got to pick guys who are pretty elite, but maybe aren't priced so high. So let's jump into the outright market here, because I think there are still a few good numbers out here. So, well, let's start with this group, 10 to 14 to 1, and they're basically all 10 to 14 everywhere. I think you maybe find a couple of guys like Morikawa here at 18, Xander here at 20. They're all kind of priced like this. I'm not touching any of them except Xander at 20. I think this is a really nice fit for him. He hits it really far, but he also hits it pretty straight.
Where do you see Xander at 20 at? What is that
FanDuel.
on? Oh, okay.
So I don't mind him at 20 versus all these other guys at 14.
Yeah, I don't want anybody in the 14s. I want the player at number 20.
Yeah. Sungjae Morikawa.
Colin Morikawa.
Yep, it's kind of gonna come down to whether or not I want Morikawa or I want Xander. I think I'm leaning Xander only because he's been playing. I mean, Morikawa's been playing good, but Xander's maybe played a bit better, and his length is he hits it farther than Morikawa by quite a bit. So they're both bettable numbers at 20 in my opinion. So don't have a problem either way. I know one of those guys up there is probably going to win or definitely going to be in the hunt, but I'm not going to try to pick one and blow money at 14 to 1 or worse.
Yeah, one thing I really like about Morikawa is last 24 rounds, proximity 150 to 175. Morikawa is number 1. And there's going to be some approaches a lot longer than that. There's going to be some approaches in that range. Either way, I like it when we're looking at iron play instead of wedge play, right? We're going to lengthen the holes a little bit. Morikawa, his ball striking is getting bad. He's getting back kind of in groove after having a little bit of a, whether it was injuries, whether it was just kind of a funk with a swing, whatever he said. I think this is shaping up well for him to play well here, and we even saw it last weekend.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. The next guy that I like, I don't hate Burns at 25.
Yeah, I kind of like the Burns one too.
I'm going to go Vic at 30 instead.
Okay.
Vic's kind of trending a little bit, and I just think that he's kind of like due. 30 to 1, I like it quite a bit. Cam Young, this is like a super Cam Young course. Wouldn't shock me at all if he's like right in the hunt, but I like Vic at 30.
Yeah, Vic, I did a over 7,400 yards last 2 years model, and I think I only did I did ball striking only, so just approach him and off the tee. And Vic was like 5th behind Neiman, Willie, Rahm, and Connors, which I really like out of him. We've seen him play well now twice in a row, playing well last week and at the whatever it was, the Open that he played well in. So I'm with you there. I think that number's pretty good.
This is what I am. I know he missed the cut here, so he probably didn't putt great, but 3 of his last 5 or 6 at least, he's putted nicely. That's kind of the thing for him. These greens are huge, so he's probably going to hit like a shitload of greens. So his chipping issues are kind of abated a bit. And he can make birdies with the best of them. He can shoot a million under. So I kind of like that for how this is going to set up.
Yeah, and he's a long proximity player. He's not a guy who's, you want him whenever the ball striking gets, to a super high demand, because that's kind of where he shines.
Yeah. The next guy for me, and this is it's just like a nameplate, is Spieth at 40. Do you see anybody before Spieth at 40 that you like? I mean,
no, I think the only other one would be maybe Neiman at 40 with him.
Yeah. Spieth, I know he can go low. Don't have any qualms about that. Maybe he hasn't been playing great, but it hasn't been bad. His last couple of starts have been pretty good. Good bent putter. So it's more of a name thing. It's like Spieth at 40 versus some of these other guys. I would take a dart throw on him. I don't know that I'm gonna go heavy on him like in a top 10 or matchup or anything, but I don't mind him on the outright side 40.
Yeah, I like that. I have one coming up a little bit lesser of a name at 65 that I like.
So Homa is 35 here, but on FanDuel he is 50. That number I like quite a bit. He's an excellent lag putter on the humongous greens. You're going to have to be good at that. Obviously, superb ball striker, hits it plenty far, has had a good season. Wouldn't shock me at all if he's right in the hunt. And 50 is a very fair number for somebody who has won as much as he has.
Yeah, I like that. What do you think about Aaron Wise at 60?
I like Adam Scott more.
I don't really think Aaron Wise can win the event, but I think he can play well here.
Wise is on the list of guys that I'm definitely like considering, but not as much on the outright. I like Scott a little bit better.
Maybe he'll be a name we'll pick for a 20 or something, or a matchup.
Yeah. I like Scott a little bit better at 60. Who are you looking at farther down here?
Cam Davis at 65. So Cam Davis is sneaky playing awesome.
Like super good.
Yeah, bent putter, his best surface by far. Top last or what? His last 4 starts had 13, 14, 16, 8th. I mean, one of those had the John Deere, I get it, but just got a top 15 last weekend.
Yeah.
Gaining off the tee, gaining on approach. He putted, really well last week. I just think the course is really long. He can hit it far as hell. We've seen him pop. We've seen him spike and play well before. I think the 65 is bettable. I don't think he'll necessarily win, but 65 to 1s don't win that often. I think, but it's just okay value for a board that I don't really find much other stuff.
Yep. He was kind of the last one that's like a maybe for me. He's on my list of guys to consider for like other bets, but this course sets up so well for him to just hit nukes and just kind of keep playing well. He's been playing so well. No one else I'm going to bet outright, but I have some other things that, some other guys here that I like for other bets. So
I don't think the Tom Kim number is good, but can he win again?
Jesus Christ, he's good, isn't he? Jeez.
He's so good. He is so good.
Fucking puts the dick off the ball. I mean, he just makes everything.
That was an impressive showing by him. He took the margins and told me to shove it up my ass.
Yeah. I mean, his approach numbers are super good too. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think that he's probably going to make the Tour Championship, which gets him into like all the majors and gets him. I mean, his world ranking probably would at this point, anyways. Like he's in the top 25, but man, he's playing good golf. So, let's look at some 20s. Then the numbers are not going to be great because obviously there's 68 guys in this field.
Yeah, but that's just a bummer.
This is kind of where I would start. Scott or Wise.
Wise at 160.
I don't mind Henley at 180 with his ball striking. And then some. This is where I have some other guys marked down. Poston has been playing really good. He's better when you need to shoot like 7 under every round. Like that's usually when he plays well.
Mm-hmm.
Tagala, I like. Pendrith hits it super far, has been playing nicely. And he's better on bent. I like him back on bent. Those are kind of the guys. I mean, down here you get a little bit. Putnam's been playing really nicely. Trey Molinax hits it super far. Wyndham Clark hits it super far.
Going off what I said about, the top of the board in an event like this being littered with such elite players, if you had to bet one of these top guys, which one do you think you'd do? I think I would probably do Tony. No. I don't know who I would do. Maybe Tony at 180?
I'd grab Morikawa at minus 115.
Okay.
I don't want to bet minus 180 on anybody. I mean, who do I think if you had to if you said your life depends on picking somebody to win this week, it's this guy right here. A dude who absolutely hits up nukes and hits fairways and can make a million birdies. Yeah, give me Rory.
Yeah, I feel like we've been betting the heck. We've all been betting him, and it just hasn't came through yet.
Well, he won in Canada. He damn near won the Open. I like him quite a bit, but yeah, 20. Some other guys that I like. There's a couple other guys farther down that I didn't mention. Wyndham Clark has been playing nicely. He's been putting his balls off. Also, he hits it very far. So I don't mind that combo. Same with Trey Molinax. He hits it far. He's been playing super good. Your guy, Taylor Moore, he might be more of a 30 guy depending on the number you can get. He's good.
I know. He's been playing awesome too.
Very good. He's been playing super nice golf. I already mentioned Putnam. These guys maybe down here are 30s if you can find a good number. You could
Taylor
try to
Moore.
ride Sepp coming off of that. He obviously played very fucking good, so you could do worse than him at that number.
Yeah, I don't. These 20s are just hard for me to get into this week, and it's just it's hard to stray away from the good players because when you put in those no cut events, even those guys that don't start off hot, they play so well on the weekend, they just creep themselves back into that 20, and that it can push your guys out.
Yep, no doubt.
I think I'm more so looking at matchups this week.
Taylor Moore plus 150 on a 30. Putnam plus 220. I like. There's only 68 guys, so we just got to finish in the top half for most of these guys. So
yeah. Maybe I'll give Taylor Moore a little love after he's been showing me some love.
He's been good. He's good at golf. All right, let's look at some matchups here.
Okay.
Wyndham Clark is minus 125 against KH Lee. KH Lee has like one top 10 this entire season, and that was his win. So Cam Davis has been playing definitely better than him. I'm trying to find KH.
Here's some interesting matchups. Hovland over Burns. Those are the same price. I would think I would maybe lean towards Hovland in that. Minus 110 is a pretty good price.
Yeah, Burns hasn't been great. He did finish 20th last week, but before that wasn't too spectacular. The one thing that all these guys, all the super good guys finished kind of between like 5th and 20th last week. Most of them haven't played for like a month. So like knock the rust off on the first weekend, and then this weekend is going to be a fucking who's who at the top, I bet.
I wonder what Burns' like Northeast record is, right? Like, is he kind of broken out of that I play really good in one area part? He's good enough now, right?
I think so. I wonder what his bent putting looks like. Because he's good bent putter. He's a better Bermuda putter than he is bent, but he's a good bent putter.
Because like Homa's kind of hit that too, right? Where Homa used to only play good in Cali, now it's like he's just good. He plays kind of good everywhere.
Right. Yeah. Yep. The Burns thing is he's just so like he'll miss 2 cuts and then like finish first. Like he's hard to predict.
Morikawa plus money over Sungjae. I think I'm betting that for sure. I love Sungjae, and Sungjae plays well every week, but come on.
Yeah,
I get suckered into every like Morikawa versus non-elite better or matchup at all times.
Sungjae 12th, second his last 3 starts.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good. He's putting his ass off too. He's not even hitting the ball that good.
McCarthy over Grillo, same exact price. I think McCarthy is a really good bent putter. If you want to go with the Denny McCarthy love, I don't mind that. Especially if
he's an excellent putter, pretty much on any surface. I think.
Yeah. And I know Grillo can
I worry about
ball striking courses.
Denny on a 7,400 yard golf
that
course
could be
a little bit.
That could be a problem.
His off the tee numbers are pretty poor, and put him on a long ass golf course, that might get.
I kind of like a lot of these matchups. Same thing. Taylor Moore, same price over Troy Merritt.
Merritt's been actually decent, but Henley, same price over Horschel. Henley's been playing pretty nice. I don't know that I Horschel on bent.
Did Horschel just kind of drop off after he won, or hasn't even really played?
Kind of. He hasn't really done much since then.
I assume he just hadn't played.
He played a little bit. He obviously he's not a good Euro player for whatever reason. He's done okay, but not great, and so he didn't play well in either of those events, I don't think. Xander is plus 115 over Scheffler.
I don't mind that.
Xander's fucking good. Scotty's obviously unbelievable as well, but Scotty's putter hasn't been so great lately.
There's a lot of matchups on here this week. Yeah, I like a lot of those that we talked about. What do we think about Scotty missing the cut?
I kind of don't care. That course is not really set up well for Scotty.
Yeah, but it was all in the putter.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. I mean, Scotty does not miss a lot of cuts.
If you putt really, really bad, is that a bad sign, or is that like a one-off thing?
That's typically a one-off thing. Although he has lost strokes putting in 5 of his last 6 measured tournaments.
Damn.
That's a bit of a trend. He did mix in 15th, 2nd, 18th, 2nd, 13th, 21st in that run.
So if he putts well, he's probably freaking at the top every time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he gained 0.6 and finished second at Charles Schwab. He lost strokes at RBC, finished 18th. Lost strokes at Travelers, finished 13th. His tee to green is so fucking good. His around the green is like unbelievable.
Yeah, these guys have gotten so, like the Willie Z, like his little chip shots too have gotten so good now.
Yeah.
Willie Z making pressure putts, yelling what they're going to say now at the camera. I mean,
he's like not been a bad putter for a few months now, but you know, it's come around for sure.
I love when they like flip the script, and then especially like Willie Z. Like, what are they going to say now? We've all said Willie Z's like one of the best young players in the world for the past year and a half.
I think it was just like a putting thing. Like, all right, I made this putt, suck my ass. Morikawa minus 108 over Neiman.
Yeah, I like that.
Morikawa, I'm sorry, Neiman, but you're not in the same class as Morikawa.
I would maybe take that over the Sungjae one, just in case Sungjae gets second again.
Neiman is a bit more unpredictable than Sungjae. Sungjae's off the tee numbers have been like absurd. I don't know if he's just like hitting it a little bit farther, but like in the fairway every fucking time. But his off the tee numbers have been super. Do we think Zalatoris has a after the win hangover?
No, I think.
Or does he just ball strike his dick off again because this course sets up so well for him?
Yeah, I think it's the other way. I think we should be more so looking at Zalatoris possibly winning.
I mean, it sets up super good. He's an excellent lag putter. That's not the part of his putting that causes problems. He's an excellent lag putter. These greens are huge. He's going to hit a fuckload of these greens because his ball striking is so good. Maybe he comes out a little slow on Thursday, but I don't know. He hits it far and straight for the most part. He did hit some squirrely drives.
I don't think we need to not overlook the fact that these guys are playing for that top spot in the 20 under spot. So that's it's worth $15 million, right? Or is it 20 now? It's either way.
It's a buttload of money.
If you're sitting up at the top, like you're saying, screw the hangover, I'll party after next week. I'm going for that $15 million. I'm in first place. If I get up to the top, like I'll have a chance at being the 1 or 2 guy, because pretty much if you win, if you're the top guy and you win this event, like you're going to be at the top. It's like 2,000 points or whatever it is. They kind of rig it towards like that. But I think that plays into this. I think that he should be, if anything, this should be more locked into winning this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's probably locked himself into like the top 5, I would guess. He's pretty far ahead of some of those other guys, but yeah. I mean, this also sets up really nicely for Tony. He played well again, and he's just striking the piss out of it. Like, if you could find a nice matchup that you like with him, the problem is all these guys are so good. It's kind of hard to find something you love, but god damn, this is a really good setup it's a good setup for all those guys that hit it far and strike the piss out of it.
Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, it's these guys that are all super, super good. We've already kind of hit on a couple of times, but yeah.
Don't be shocked on Sunday when it's like hitters fucking only at the top. Like, it's like, oh my god, there's no one up there who hasn't done shit. There'll be like 2. Like, you'll get a Cam Davis or somebody like that who just putted their ass off. But although maybe it's a bit different because it's so many under par, but like last year it was still like a lot under and it was still fucking loaded.
It will be like that. I'll be interested to see how Rory plays. I don't know. He's kind of put me off. I don't know. I think he should have won that Open, but
he should have 100%. But like, he missed the cut last week. He lost strokes off the tee and putting, but he gained on approach and around the green. Kind of don't care. Before that, he was like 3rd, 19th, which was his worst finish in like months. 5th, 1st, 18th, 8th, 5th, 2nd. That's good.
Who would it make sense for to be number one in the last event? Probably Cam Smith, right? If he was playing,
Or Scotty. I mean, Scotty's won 4 times
or
this year. He could have
Scotty.
won like 6.
Yeah, that's true. Scotty would make the most.
I mean, Rory has finished. His major finishes are 2nd, 8th, 5th, and 3rd.
Yeah, so Rory, Scotty, and if Cam Smith was playing.
I don't know.
That means we should maybe betting Scotty. I might bet Scotty, although he's only at 14.
What's your one and done status with Scotty?
Well, are we gonna? I need to get into that with you. I have a moral
All
dilemma.
right. Well, I think we're to that point here. Margins have kind of gone away from the we've lost a few in a row.
Oh yeah, we're good. Well, it's got a little wonky events, so you got to be a little careful.
Yeah, I would say that I wouldn't get crazy with this one. I think that there's too many good players that they'll probably find a way to bunch themselves up.
Yeah, I know it's wonky. I know it's weird. You just got to shut your eyes and bet it. I've always said that, and I always kill. Whenever I get away from it is when you lose. So that's when I got to quit doing that.
Yeah. All right, one and done.
So
let's hear. Let me go first since I'm like not really in the hunt. I need a miracle. So I used Morikawa last week, which was fine. I didn't like lose ground. I actually gained a couple of spots, but I'm in 43rd. I'm really not that far out of the money, depending on like how ownership breaks out. I'm only like 1.5 mil out of 20th. And so you hit the winner, you hit second, you're going to get close. Because I think second place is still like over $1 million. So, but I do not have a lot of options, which makes sense. This is the last term of the year. I have none of the top guys other than I have Zalatoris, I have Vic, I have Tom Kim, I have Neiman, I have Adam Scott, Wise. Like that's what I have. It's grim. So I think I'm going to go ride Will Z.
Okay.
He's only 10% available, so I doubt he's going to be more than like 5% owned. Right. So it gives me a chance to jump some people. Whereas like Vic, 48% owned or available. So he's going to probably get a good ownership. Although there are like a lot of these guys have 10% plus ownership left. So you're going to see some Rorys and Roms and all that stuff. But I love Will Z's fit. And I think he's like super driven to just like kick ass. So not worried about like a fall off for him.
Yeah, I like to play. I have a question for you. Okay. I, unfortunately, during my travels abroad, not abroad, but up north, did not get my one and done in. But it's okay. I can still make.
You would only be like 3 places higher, right?
No. So, well, I have a bunch of things. There's a couple things. So I've missed 3 weeks. I've missed 3. But the whole season.
One was a Horschel week.
One was a Horschel week, and one was a Sebastian Munoz week. The whole season, which not that we would use those guys again, maybe Billy on those couple of events. I've told myself I'm going to act like I use them and not use them, like as like a play. How close can I get to number one, right?
Yeah.
So if I do that again, I told you I was going to use Morikawa. I said that the whole time. So I'm safely saying I was going to use Morikawa.
Right.
If I would have used them all, I would be in 11th place. And it's 635,000 extra. If I'd have used all.
Yeah, because Morikawa was like 400 and some last week.
Right. So do I do that and I act like Morikawa is not available? Or do I say, screw it, I just need to pick the best guy I have available and I could possibly pick Morikawa?
You have to pick the best guy available because who gives a shit about your like mental thing with this? Like you need to try to see if you can move up the money.
But I also have Scheffler and Vic. So it's like, well, what if Scheffler wins? So it's pretty much between.
Scheffler is a tough call. I would definitely take Morikawa over Vic.
Okay. So you think.
But it's between Morikawa and Scheffler. Scheffler is like so fucking reliable that for the most part he's been super reliable. The putting thing makes me a bit nervous. How is his bent putting? Let's look here.
I don't know. I'm not like crazy worried about putting just because it seems like the top players are the top and he's a top player. But It's not great, but it's not as bad as Poa.
I don't know. That's a tough call because both of them set up nicely for here. I don't.
I think I'm going to use Scheffler because of how hard of a call it is and the fact that I could say, hey, I did it. Like I didn't kind of half that, not cheat, but I would have cheated like in my brain.
Yeah. I missed. I think I did miss a couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I missed one with Davis Riley and at the 3M, and he missed the cut, so it didn't matter. And I think that's the only one I've missed. My season went downhill in fucking Europe. Jordan Spieth was in second at the Scottish Open or third or whatever it was and made like a triple on like 14 or whatever that hole was. Finished 10th. It cost me like $400,000 or whatever it was. Scotty was in third at the Open or fourth going into Sunday. With a decent round, he finishes third or fourth. I'm not going to win. Like, I'm not expecting to win. He finished like 30th. He shot like 4 over. That cost me like another like $500,000. So even if you add both those together, even you're talking 750,000. 750,000 moves me up to 30th, just there.
Right.
So that was when the season went to shit. I'm in 43rd, which isn't awful, but like I need a win.
I need to stay in the money. I'd be proud of myself if I could stay in the money. And unfortunately, I would be like for sure in the money if I would have picked Morikawa last week instead of missing it. But, it's not all about one done. It's about, doing whatever you got to do. So I think I'm going to pick Scheffler. I'll put it on my card. I'm going to act like I picked Morikawa, and I'll report back next week as to what I would have finished if I would have picked all my guys.
All right. Well, not much else to talk about at this point. Our cards will be out. Probably will be relatively light, just given the fact that there's not very many guys in the field. But definitely, I think this is a week where you can hit an outright, subject to the top guy winning.
Yeah, and I think we should be looking forward to next week because we can do some research on. I think we did it last year a little bit too, like how those guys finish based on their starting points. A little bit of a wonky format, but it's kind of fun because I think you can find advantages.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
And we only have one more off week of F1, I believe. I think the next one is next weekend.
Yes, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. Our cards will be out, and best of luck.
Peace.